What's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today we're going to be taking a look at something I've been very excited to get my hands on ever since it was announced, and that is the first BotCon exclusive since 2016, and this is in form of an Action Force figure. So pretty neat. Real quick, let's go over the legalities that I believe all of us got with these figures, and that's essentially this. Long story short, it's like pour some hot water, not boiling water, just like I ran mine from the tap and just waited for it to get as hot as it got. Filled up a cup like that would be, I guess, big enough to fit the figure in, and it just so happened to like come all the way up to his neck. And just kind of soak it for 45 to 60 seconds. And I soaked it for 60 seconds. I mean, obviously, your hot water mileage is going to vary from, part of the country to part of the country. So that's all I did. Just 60-second bath, and it was good to go. But essentially, like the legs are a little stiff, and it could result in some breakages. The wrists or the hands, I should say, are also pretty stiff, and just in general, like there's some stiffness to the figure. So I mean, just kind of giving it the whole bath and just kind of playing around with the articulation should do that fine. Like mine's been at room temperature for a minute now, and I did mess with it for a little bit, and still has a little bit of creaking, kind of, sort of here. Not necessarily creaking, but it's tough, but it's not super loose. It's not in that scary zone of oh my god, I'm gonna break it. So that's just something to keep in mind. That said, let's take a look at the box. It's empty, but there we go. Just looks like a standard Action Force box. We have Waspinator on the side. We got on the back. Looks like all of Series 1, I'm guessing. Probably, yeah. And then there's that. And then on the side, we got the Action Force. We got the BotCon exclusive logo up there. And on the top, again, Action Force, BotCon exclusive. And then the bottom. So all pretty cool. This is, I guess, the 2021 exclusive. So here is more or less what you get. You get straight out the box. He comes with the fist hands, the closed fist hands on. These are the hands I'm going to keep on him. And speaking of hands, so we have the two closed fists, which we got here. You have left and right trigger finger hands. You have kind of the I'm going to call these the knife hands because he holds his knife with these hands, but I guess your kind of typical open grasp hands that wouldn't be for a weapon. And then you have your like secondary hands for when he holds the rifle, or even the handgun that he comes with. So really awesome that it's included with all that, because like I mean, I would have been fine with just this setup right here. Yeah, it can't like accurately hold a weapon with any of those, but it is what it is. You get the wing pack, which this translucent blue is super nice, and I don't know if it's coming off great on camera, but you can see just through that helmet, just all that translucent blue. Really good looking stuff. He, like I said, comes with a handgun and his rifle, a little knife. You call that a knife. And then, of course, he comes with an Action Force stand in this kind of yellow plastic, which you kind of have to break in pretty well. I think I've done mine okay. Well, I'll say that. Probably going to take a lot of thumb strength just to get it in there, but you really don't need the stand. But I guess if you just kind of have like everything on display, all your Action Force figures on the, I guess, the same display. I don't know. And it's got a couple of different ports here for you to utilize too. So you can have different stances or wherever you want him on the stand. Again, I think that's more or less for display because the figure itself really does not need it. For the thumbnail, I'm pretty sure I'm going to choose like the most posy picture that I've taken of it so far. But otherwise, there is that. Now, of course, he does have storage, so I'm going to assume it's a he. So that goes in very nicely, and that slides in very nicely as well. No, like, clip in or whatever, but it's in there. It's held pretty good, and some nice copper paint all throughout this, along with obviously the yellow and the black, because it is meant to homage a Waspinator of sorts. So the gun, the rifle, well, both of them really fit in his hands with no problem. You kind of have to flex these fingers a little bit, and they do have some flex, so that's good. And then you can just sort of get that in, wrap that trigger finger around, and there you go. And then this is also the wing pack. Is a nice smooth. Find the hole inside of the hole. It's in here somewhere. You know, I've gotten it on and off literally all day since the mailman dropped it off with no problem, mind you. Now we're having some issues. There we go. Point it down a little bit. But you'll know when you find it. Just kind of feel around for it. And it fits over the back armor pretty well there. There's no place to store the rifle, but I mean, honestly, like I'm not gonna have the rifle stored. I'm gonna have him hold it, and the like gun holdy hands have the up and down, where these, I think all the other ones have the in and out. So you got the in and out there, and he can hold the knife just fine. Oh, let's kind of clip it in there. There we go. So yeah, we got good gun holding, got good knife holding. So all around good holding. Look at that nice little silver paint in there. Good stuff. Now let's get this out the same way we got it in. Put that back there. The web gear. I say the web gear. I guess it's more or less the belt. The belt and the straps. You can kind of like, I mean, they move with the figure, of course, obviously, but they do kind of ride up in that crotch area. So you'll want to kind of take care of that, and they do a pretty good job at like hiding the thigh cut, which the sculpt itself does a good job at hiding the thigh cut. So there's that. But yeah, like if that's something you're, I guess, kind of concerned about, he's got a pretty cool like chest setup here. You don't really see that kind of hinge breakage that you do in, you know, like the Marvel Legends and even the GI Joe line. And the only thing I have from the 6-inch Joe line is Snake Eyes, so we'll have him here for a comparison in a minute. And then of course you get the nice double knees, which not too terrible. I know some people it looks weird, but I mean, what are you gonna do? They're toys, like, you know what I mean? I mean, I guess go for something with soft goods. Your call. We got the butterflies in here, which some people feel a certain type of way about them. I like them personally. And then we got a decent little outward there. Not super great, but it's there. And then bicep swivel, and then this is technically a double joint. You get all the poses that you're going to want to get out of it. Like, that's for sure. And then, of course, like, the head can look all the way up, and it can pop off. And that is that translucent plastic in there that you can kind of sort of see. But, yeah, so let's pop that back on. But yeah, you can get it to look forward, so you can have him flying and shooting and all that fun stuff. Oh, and he's got some ankle rockers. They're not too crazy, but they do the job they need to do. I mean, let's be honest. This in and of itself isn't really an incredibly realistic stance, but you can do it if he's, I guess, playing lead guitar in an early 2000s metal band. You got it. The wing pack, these are like soft ratchets, so you have like the choice of in the middle, up or down. I like them either all the way up or all the way down. That's just my preference. Again, the translucent blue is gorgeous, and it's not like that brittle translucent plastic that most Transformers have. So there's that. Now, let's get him situated for some comparisons. I'm a 1/18 scale collector, so that's mostly what I've got. But I do have, fell backwards. I do have some 1/12 scale stuff. It's not much, but you know, it is what it is. So, Snake Eyes. There we go. Again, Like in this, I know I saw where some people were complaining that you had to boil the figures to like loosen them up or whatever. Like this is a Hasbro figure, mainline, bought at retail, and like this chest, it will not bend, and I don't want to break it. But anyways, like that's something that I'm just gonna have to put in some hot water, and I really should have done it while I had the hot water out earlier. But as you can see, like the joints on this Snake Eyes are significantly like more loose than what they are on the Action Force figure. That said, the Snake Eyes holds all the poses it needs to. It's a fun Snake Eyes. It's the only Snake Eyes I'm gonna have in this scale because it's the only Snake Eyes I need in this scale. But I think the sculpt work on the Action Force figure is definitely a lot better. It's like obviously they're both action figures, but the Action Force stuff I think is better hidden. Where again we have that kind of like T joint right in there for the GI Joe stuff and even the Marvel Legends stuff. It's not a knock on the GI Joe thing by any means. Here we have Marvel Legends Cap with the hammer from Endgame, the Goosebumps scene, and there's that. And we got Wolverine. So you can see it's a fairly tall fella. I don't know like what else to say about it, but those are kind of like all the in-betweens I think I would have without getting into my X-Men shelf. So because this is Waspinator, or I mean very clearly it's a Waspinator, let's get a couple of Waspinator comparisons in here. Here we have the Kingdom Waspinator, obviously a transforming figure. So there's that. Purple colors problem aside. And let's scoot him over a little bit since we got some room. We have, this is the Telemoka one, I believe. Since they're clearly going for like more show-accurate Waspinator, let's bring in the more show-accurate deco on the original toy. And where is he? Here he is. There's the Takara Tomy Generations Thrilling 30 version. And for the final one that I got, just because this is the, I guess, what the 16-year challenge. Here he is with the BotCon 2006 Waspinator. So things coming full circle, I guess. But pretty cool. Just I thought it was neat to kind of have both of these beside each other. So we've got like Hollow Matter Avatar Waspinator, who, unlike real regular Waspinator, is kind of a badass. He looks pretty cool. I really do like this. It definitely, the colors and the homage is obviously why I went after this. I think, again, like I just said, he's probably a little too badass to be Waspinator. I know the Action Force people who are like really buying that line and have like a bunch of the Swarm Troopers probably like wanted a like Squadron Commander or something like that, and I think this works kind of good as like double duty for that too. So yeah, overall, really solid. Really do like it. I'm very excited to finally be buying BotCon exclusives again. Feels like it's been too long, and so yeah, that's it. Other than that, I can't think of any real big complaints other than I wish it was in 1/18th scale, but that's obviously never going to happen. I think Bobby made it pretty clear that it's going to always be 1/12th, and I guess there's plenty of people making 1/18th scale figures anyways, but yeah, other than that, they're sold out, which is unfortunate. As of this recording, this is day one. I think a lot of folks, we all got them today, the Monday after they shipped, and there's already one on eBay that was like bidding. It was close to $200. So if you missed out, it looks like the secondary market is going to be unkind to you. But that's kind of the nature of the beast with just exclusives in general. So hopefully everyone who got one really was who wanted one was able to got one. Goodness. Hopefully whoever wanted one was able to get one. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. So anyways, that's that. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see y'all in the next video.